Nitrogen makes up 78% of the Earth's atmosphere. Here's a fun fact. Nitrogen is used to pressurize beer kegs. The nitrogen that we use in evacuation and HVAC work is usually called dry nitrogen. Nitrogen can be a liquid, but its boiling point is minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So there is liquid nitrogen, but the boiling point is so low that in normal HVAC work and normal conditions, nitrogen will never be a liquid in these conditions. We often refer to nitrogen as an inert gas. An inert gas is one which does not react chemically with any other element or compounds. This can be seen in the brazing process when oxidation occurs because of oxygen in the tubing. Oxygen reacts with the flame and the heat and causes the oxidation. This is why we flow nitrogen through the copper tubing when we're brazing, so that oxidation does not occur, because nitrogen does not chemically react to the brazing process. As with many of the refrigerants and compounds that we use in HVAC work, nitrogen can be dangerous. A purely nitrogen atmosphere will displace oxygen and can be very dangerous to a person entering that room. By displacing the oxygen, asphyxiation can happen right away. So take care when you're using nitrogen in an enclosed space. There are three uses of nitrogen in HVAC work. The first one is to eliminate oxidation during brazing. I'm sure all of you have seen the pictures of copper tubing with and without nitrogen. You pick which one you would like to have on your system to keep clean and make sure that you don't have any problems down the road. We also recommend that you use a flow meter along with a nitrogen regulator to make sure that you have a very low flow of nitrogen throughout the system. While brazing, you don't want a very fast flow, because then you'll have problems brazing the copper tubing. With a flow meter, you just have the little ball that's in this glass tube floating just above the top of the brass, and this shows you that you have a very small amount of nitrogen flowing through the system. The second way that we use nitrogen is during evacuation of a refrigeration system. All of your flow charts that point out the triple evacuation method will tell you to break the vacuum with dry nitrogen. This will facilitate the removal of moisture from the system, and you're to do this 3 times on a triple evacuation method. In previous videos, we've also made some points about how you can speed up your evacuation. One of the points has been to take the Schrader cores out of the valves, and you can do this with a core removal tool. You notice on the right with the Schrader core installed, there's very slow and poor flow of refrigerant. With the Schrader core removed, there's an open service valve and a good flow out of that valve. The other thing is to keep your hoses short, and you want fat hoses, at least a 1/2 inch short hose with a good manifold and a core removal tool. This will speed up your evacuation time dramatically. The last way that we use nitrogen in HVAC work is to leak test a system. By putting the system under pressure, and normally we will pressurize the system anywhere from 400 pounds up to 600. We don't recommend going above 600, and we also recommend checking your manufacturer specifications before you pressurize the system. But by doing this, we can use bubbles to find leaks on components such as service valves, or you can also find leaks throughout the coil. The other way that you can use it is with a ultrasonic or a detector that picks up sound. This particular one that we list here picks up sound of air coming out of the coil. So when you're pressurizing the coil with nitrogen, this type of device can pick up the noise of the nitrogen escaping from the coil. So nitrogen is very important to use in our leak testing of a refrigeration system.
Go to arefco.com for more videos. Like, subscribe, and check back every week for new videos.